So now this is the first part, theoretical part. Here now I have made the prediction project on the Shannon-Hartley theorem, which is the mainly based for the channel capacity. What you have to keep for the accepted input and accepted output. Here the C is the channel capacity and it is in the bit per second. B is a bandwidth, it is in the hertz. S is average signal power and the power over the bandwidth. Like if you have the signal power is 5 watt or 10 watt anything, and the noise power is also be measured. And the S by N ratio is the SNR ratio carrying signal CNR. It is in the SNR ratio is in the dB. Now the application of this equation, like if you want to create any new transfer media, like before when the Wi-Fi is not there, and some scientists thought that we have to make the Wi-Fi. So the what is the Wi-Fi? What is the wireless communication technology? And now because of the some in the Wi-Fi there are some minimum signal power, and the noise is the some constant. Maximum limit maximum limit of the noise is the decided. And now we have to select the bandwidth for the proper channel capacity. So the bandwidth of Wi-Fi is 120 megahertz. So 20 megahertz, according to that, the speed of Wi-Fi is the 30 kbps mbps, and it is the very huge. Thank you. So now we are moving to the next part. This is the flow chart of my program which I have made. So first of all, the program will start. Then after, the two options will display: predefined bandwidth or custom bandwidth. You have to select one of them. In the predefined band, there are some Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3G network, 4G network, FM. The predefined bandwidth will be on the system. On the custom bandwidth, you have to enter your custom bandwidth. Then if you select the predefined bandwidth, the computer will give the predefined bandwidth of which you have selected. Then the computer will ask you the what you want to constant. If you want to constant let's say if you want to constant channel capacity, then you have to select channel capacity. And if you want to constant noise power, then you have to select noise power. Then the main formula C equal to B log 2 base 1 plus S by N will work. Computer will process your data and the output will be displayed on the next screen. If you want output of channel capacity, the output will be channel capacity. And if you want noise ratio, then the output will be noise ratio. Thank you. This is the code for my DCN project. I have made the program in the C++ language. So now here I have included the basics function iostream_match.h, and your namespace is the standard namespace. I have written the BW function which have the parameter of the float, and the return time is the void. Now here is the main function, BW function. Here you have to pass the bandwidth, and it will ask you want to constant the channel capacity or the signal power. If you select the channel capacity, then the channel capacity will be asked, and this signal power will be displayed output, and the SNR ratio, which are in decibel, is also be displayed on the output screen. And if you select the signal power constant, then the channel capacity will be displayed, that what the channel capacity you should take, that the signal will send and receive without any disturbance. and the proper data rate. Here the bandwidth of Wi-Fi is 20 megahertz, bandwidth of Bluetooth is 1 megahertz, bandwidth of FM, which is common in the 20 kilohertz 2000 kilohertz, 3G network is 15 megahertz, and the 4G network, most common network, quality network, is the 100 megahertz, huge 100 megahertz. Because of the high megahertz bandwidth, you can transfer the more data at the more speed. So the bandwidth is directly proportional to the channel capacity. If you want to increase the channel capacity, you have to increase the bandwidth. It is the main function. There is the other function too. You have to increase the signal power, and you have to less the noise. But the main thing, the bandwidth is affect more than the any other aspect is. Thank you. So now this is the output of the program. So now I'm going to output of this. So here the option comes: the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, FM, 3G and 4G and custom. Now first of all, we will select anything, like I want to select the FM. You selected the FM and the bandwidth of FM is 200 kilohertz, and enter the noise power. So anything random number 45.96 written. So now you want to constant channel capacity or signal power. We want to constant the signal power written. What is the signal power? 41.9 written. So you should get a signal capacity in kbps 184.996 kbps. So now let's learn again. Now we want to add a custom bandwidth 78 megahertz. It means 7.8 megahertz written. Enter the noise power 34. We want to consider the channel capacity. Enter the channel capacity. Okay, we want 1 mbps. Yani 1 mbps is the 1 mbps. So here you should set a signal power at 3.15 and the SNR ratio is minus 34.27 dB. Thank you. Also made the Android application for the DCN project. So now this is the project number. Here is the C is means channel capacity, B means bandwidth, S means signal power, N means noise ratio. So here I have made that which value you want to count, you have to put 0. Like if you want to count the bandwidth, you have to put 0. Now the C will be 28.69 kilohertz, S is 25, and the N is 23. Okay, so now when you press the button, the output will be displayed on the result. So the bandwidth is 27.03. Now we have 27.03, and we have to calculate the C because we want to check the program is working correctly or not. So now 0. So what was the value on the C? 28.69. Now calculate 28.69. Done. So the value is the correct, and the program application is working correctly.